Welcome back to our class. Today we're going to get started on our clay sea turtle. When we start clay, we're going to be in this red circle stage. That is what I call the Play-Doh stage. So we can shape it, form it, and make whatever we need. And then we're going to put it in the kiln. And the next time I see you guys, we're going to do something called glazing. It's going to go back in the kiln, and then we'll finally have our finished clay piece. So it does take several weeks for start to finish. We are going to be making a sea turtle, as you can see, in the first grade. And here's some other clay art projects the other grades are doing. To get started, you're going to get a ball of clay and you'll need to pinch some of it off. So you're going to have a smaller ball and then a larger ball. The smaller ball we're going to put off to the side. We're going to use it later. You're going to pick up the larger ball and start rolling it in the palms of your hands to make a nice smooth ball. Then we're going to use our thumb and press it into the clay. We're going to make a pinch pot, just like we did in kindergarten. So you're going to pick up your clay and use the pinching motion with your hands to start opening up the hole and rotating it around in a circle. So it looks like the shell of a turtle. Then you're going to flip it over and start smoothing out the back of the clay. Make sure it's all even and that there's no larger or thicker areas than others. Then we're going to get into some of our extra clay, and we want to make the flippers, I guess, or the fins for our sea turtle. So next I'm going to roll it into 2 balls and then flatten it out a little bit with my hands. And what's so awesome about clay is that you can pinch it and form it and mold it and shape it. If you don't like that shape, you can roll it back into a ball and do it again. So I'm trying to pinch these to form a kind of like a flipper, like a sea turtle would have. Next, I'm going to see how this looks on the bottom of my pinch pot and see how I want my fins to look. So I'm just going to put them on there, but I'm not going to attach them yet. To attach them, you'll need a toothbrush and dip it into the water and scrub it. This is going to make something called slip. And then once you slip it, you can press it on. And I'm using my fingers inside of the pinch pot there to form the flippers, the clay part, to the pinch pot. So you can see I am pinching it and then I'm using my fingers, getting a little bit of it wet and then forming it onto it. So now it's like together with the back of it. Next, you're going to grab some more of your clay and we're going to make the back fins, or the back feet, you could say. So I'm going to roll it into a ball again, and these are going to be much smaller. And then I'm going to push those onto the back and then pinch them and press them to make them stay on. You might need to use a little bit of extra water to smooth out any areas that are not attached. And if anything ever just falls off your clay, just know it won't survive the kiln. So you have to make sure everything is pressed and smoothed on, or else it will just fall off in the kiln. Finally, I'm going to make my head. So I'm going to use a little bit more clay to make something that looks like a tater tot or a cylinder, and then I'm going to slip it on there, press it on there. This is where you may accidentally kind of deform the rounded shell part, but that's just what happens when you try to press the head on there. So smooth it out with your fingers, use some water, pinch it. Then I'm going to make 2 smaller circles for the eyes. These would be like M&M size eyes. Press them on there, and we're going to get the tools out next so we can add more details, but this is the basic shape. I'm pressing the pencils into the eyes, and then you can pinch the beak part of your sea turtle and make it look more pointed, because they typically have a more like pointed mouth. And then you can take one of the plastic knife tools and slice into it and cut a mouth. I'm also using the pencil tool to poke in nose holes, and then I'm also using just tools to carve texture into the sea turtle shell. So you can use a marker cap for this, you can use a knife for this. When you're finally done and you have all the detail on your turtle that you want, then you're going to put all of your tools away, bring your sea turtle to me, and then go to the rinse station and rinse your hands.